Starfield has been out for just over a year now, and as we all expected, modders have been altering and improving the game one mod at a time. From amazing new textures to game-changing features, brand new mods are being released for Starfield every day. So today I've made a list of 10 really cool Starfield mods you need to try in your next playthrough. If you're new to the channel or to Starfield modding, make sure you subscribe for more Starfield content, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like as it will really help out the channel. The first mod we are looking at today is More Epic Milky Way by Rudy102. This mod replaces the standard Milky Way texture in Starfield with a much more epic looking HD version. More Epic Milky Way completely changes every trip you take up into space and will be sure to add a bit more fantasy into every night sky. There are a few files to choose from when you download this mod. You can decide between 4K and 8K resolutions. There is also an alternative version that also comes with different resolutions. However, there is now a new color scheme. Sometimes when out in space, it can become a bit boring and things can start to look a bit samey. With this mod, you'll get a refreshing new look to Starfield that completely revamps the look of our own galaxy. This mod can be found on the Nexus page and on the Creation Club. One of the biggest complaints Starfield received upon release was that there were too many loading screens when travelling from planet to planet or system to system, or travelling anywhere for that matter. However, that's where the mod Seamless Grav Jump by Aggregation comes in. There isn't anything more immersion breaking than being constantly bombarded with loading screens and menus, and this mod will completely hide the loading screen between grav jumps, leading to a much more seamless transition through space. And in my opinion, one less loading screen is never a bad thing. For anyone trying to make Starfield feel a bit more immersive, then you'll definitely want to pick this mod up. And if you want to see me make a full immersion mod list, let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely do that. Speaking of making the game a bit more immersive, Natural LUTs by The Dragon Within Me is the perfect mod to jump into next. This mod adds custom processed LUTs that remove the game's hazy, washed out, filtered look. It does this by recolor grading the whole of Starfield while at the same time sticking to the themes of the vanilla game. This mod just adds a bit of much needed contrast to Starfield and it really makes your game look a lot more colourful. Natural LUTs creates a more realistic feel to Starfield and even comes with 3 different options. You can choose from Vanilla Plus, which is the default version. This option is designed to act like an enhanced vanilla experience, or you can choose the enhanced version. This option has more neutral colours than the Vanilla Plus and is brighter and more vibrant than the third option known as Standard. But unfortunately, this mod is only available on the Nexus and therefore not available on Creation Club just yet. In games like GTA, The Witcher or Red Dead Redemption, you have the ability to summon your horse or your vehicle and it will appear wherever you are on the map. However, in Starfield there is no way for you to summon your ship or your vehicle when out exploring. But with the mod Call Your Ship by RizzleZ, you now have the ability to summon your ship wherever you are on any planet. Are you tired of having to walk back for miles on foot after having been out exploring, or having to fast travel everywhere and ruining your precious immersion? With this mod you can just call your ship and it will come to you in less than a minute. When you summon your ship, it will physically take off from wherever you left it and fly over to your current location. If you don't want to use console commands, then I recommend you try the mod Starfield Hotkeys. This will allow you to run any of the options at the touch of a button. To call your ship, you have 3 different options. For option 1, you'll need to open up the console and type in CGF callyourship.mobile. This summons your ship to you but will also give you the freedom to move around and change the landing zone. You'll get a little notification in the top right corner telling you how long your ship will take until it finally lands. For option 2, you'll need to type in CGF callyourship.here. This will place a landing zone in front of you, meaning no matter whereabouts you move to, your ship will still land in the location you set. And finally, for option 3, you have to type in CGF callyourship.here and check. This option will work the same as option 2, however the mod will check if you are stood in a suitable area for your ship to land. Flat areas are best but sometimes aren't always an option. Speaking of difficult places to try and land, it is possible to call your ship while in a major city or settlement, although I definitely don't recommend it as you may have some slight issues. This mod is only available on the Nexus, so unfortunately it is not on the Creation Club. For our 5th spot, we're going to be checking out our only Star Wars mod of our list today, so let's make it a big one. Today we're looking at all the Trilogy Lightsabers by Darthsidious666. Like the name suggests, ATL features lightsabers from all across the Star Wars universe and timeline. This mod is an incredible addition for anyone who's trying to turn Starfield into Star Wars, as it adds over 20 different lightsabers to the game. These lightsabers are now craftable at a workbench or can be purchased from the Trade Authority shops dotted all around the settled systems. If If you like the sound of building your very own lightsaber, you'll first need to head over to your research station and complete the task for crystal mining and lightsaber crafting. Once you have done that, you'll now have the ability to craft these lightsabers at an industrial workbench. As someone who grew up with the prequel movies, my favourite lightsaber as a kid was Anakin's one from Revenge of the Sith. But with this mod, we can all live out our childhood fantasy of being a Jedi Knight or maybe even a Sith Lord. This mod even adds custom audio effects to your weapon, making sure it has that iconic lightsaber sound. I think all the hilts are very well modelled, however I was a bit disappointed with the actual blade part of the weapons. I don't think they look bad, I just think they don't quite resemble the laser swords that we all know and love. I hope the mod author continues to update this mod. I really enjoy using it and has the potential to make the combat system in Starfield a little bit more civilized. Next on our list we have Aggregation of Scraps by CryoZ, and this is an all-in-one armor and clothing mod pack. This mod adds tons of new apparel to the game and it integrates it into the world by making some items available to buy at vendors, some items to be crafted at an industrial workbench, and the rest will drop off of enemies that you kill. Some of these outfits are really cool and well made, however some are not too YouTube friendly, but it's your game, I'm not going to judge what you do. If you're looking for a specific armor to wear, if you head over to the Nexus page, CryoZ has helpfully left a list of all the armors and where you can find them. The main file does not replace any of the current clothing in the game. All the outfits are standalone, meaning they're new additions to the game. Aggregation of Scraps also comes with some optional files where you can add replacements for the Ecliptic Mercenaries, Constellation members, the Trackers Alliance, and a couple more. They're all very nicely modelled and have their own unique designs that relates back to their factions. So if you want to spice up your Starfield a little bit, then this is the armor mod that you've been looking for. Moving on to our next mod, Bashkit Standalone by however you say that name. Anyway, this mod is amazing and what it does is essentially let you build your own custom weapon. It does this by adding a Bashkit, a weapon that has over 70 different attachments, so you can really create your own personal arsenal. To collect your Bashkit, you'll need to head over to Neon and visit Frank at Neon Tactical. Once you own the weapon, head over to a workbench and get to customizing. There are so many different creations you can come up with. This mod adds a ton of variety to each section of the gun. This mod is great because it gives you the freedom to design whatever weapon you want to suit your style of play, and if you get bored with whatever you're using or you just fancy a change, you can always go back and customize it again. You will need to have done some research into weapons mods for some of the attachments, so you might want to make sure that you have plenty of materials on you before you start building your gun. There is now even a Bashkit shotgun variant, so you can now also make the shotgun of your dreams. I'd like to see a pistol version of this mod, but maybe that's something that the mod author has in the works, so we'll just have to wait and see. Overall, I think this mod is really cool and I can't wait for future updates. Next up on our list, we have got less spongy enemies. This mod is going to adjust the health of enemy NPCs to make for a much more action-packed experience. In Starfield, enemy NPCs can level up with the player, and when they do, they get a significant health bonus. This can often lead to enemies soaking up a lot of damage at higher levels, where they seem to be absorbing bullets like a sponge. In vanilla Starfield, every time an NPC levels up, they get an extra 20 health points. That means that even at just level 10, enemies will now have an extra 200 health. With this mod, you can decide how much of a bonus to give enemies, if any at all. You can now decide between a health bonus of 0, 5, 10 or 15. I think this mod is really fun and adds a good amount of realism to the game because enemies no longer absorb a whole clip before dying. Moving on to our penultimate mod of the list today, we're checking out Shade's Immersive Looting by Shadedness. There is a long tradition in Bethesda games of being able to not only kill your enemies, but also completely humiliate them by stripping them of their valuables and leaving them in their undies. For some reason, Bethesda felt the need to take this tradition away from Starfield, but with this mod installed, you'll no longer have to be nostalgic, as you can now relive the good old days. Now when you come to loot in a fresh kill, you will see that you can also loot not just everything in their inventory, but also whatever they're wearing too. I really like this mod and it does make you reminisce over the old Bethesda games, so if you're feeling a bit nostalgic, you should definitely check this mod out. And for our final mod today, we're going to be finishing up with a furnished player home from a very well-known mod author in the mod community. Ellie's Aquila Stretch Home Overhaul by Eleonora is a complete redesign of the purchasable home in Aquila City. This mod fully refurbishes the stretch apartment with everything you'll need, from named storage and displays to purposeful place clutter that just adds a lived-in feel. You now have your very own stylized bedroom with a beautiful ensuite. You will also have a workstation where you can find compact versions of every crafting bench in the game, game, so you can now enhance your spacesuit, modify your weapons, and research new skills without having to move more than about 4 feet. I love the functionality of this player home. You can use the bookcase as an actual bookcase, you can stock up the fridge with your favourite snack, and the dresser actually stores clothes. I think this mod is great. Eleonora has really outdone herself again with this beautiful player home, so make sure you add this mod to your next playthrough. And that is our mod list. We had some very cool mods today, and if you can, remember to endorse any mods that you enjoy, as I'm sure the mod authors would all appreciate the support for their hard work. And if you enjoyed this video, then I would really appreciate a like, and if you want to see more Starfield mods, don't forget to subscribe. But that's it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, where we'll be checking out even more Starfield mods. But for now, peace.
You won't regret it.
Get some Aurora and let loose! Yeah?